And I remember after getting my big chop, I literally went inside my car and I sat in my car in that yard for about an hour and a half, convincing myself that what I did was the right thing. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be taking you along my natural hair journey, as well as I'm going to be giving you tips on how to grow your natural hair. So let's just do a quick trip down memory lane with my natural hair. So I've been natural for 6 years now. I did my, was it 6 years? Yes, so I've been natural for 6 years now. I did my very first big chop in August of 2014. So I did start my natural hair journey by transitioning. So during my transition phase, I did tend to blow my hair out a lot. And that's just because my hair experienced two textures. Well, that was one reason. I experienced two different textures. So the roots of my hair were curly and then the ends of my hair were straight and dry and pretty much brittle and damaged. And then it was just because I was used to wearing my hair straight, honestly. Like, my hair was relaxed. So I was really used to wearing straight hair, bone straight hair all the time. And so one day I just decided that, you know what, in order for me to achieve the goals that I'm trying to achieve, becoming a full natural, I'm gonna have to just take the plunge and do the big chop. So I think my hair was maybe about, like, hair when I did it. It was super short. Of course, I'm gonna insert a photo somewhere. It was super short. And I remember, like, when I went to get that big chop done, I just remember the girl that did it, her mom like walked in the house and she was like, "Oh my god, look at all that hair on the floor." And when I looked down and saw all of the hair, I was just like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" So once the hair was all gone and it was just a short TWA, I really didn't know like what to do. Like, I really had no clue what to do. And I remember after getting my big chop, I literally went inside my car and I sat in my car in that yard for about an hour and a half, convincing myself that what I did was the right thing. Like, I kept putting my mirror down, looking at myself, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't have long hair anymore. Like, my hair is gone. Like, what did I do? So like, I kept just looking in the mirror and I kept talking to myself and I'm like, okay, Kia, like, there's nothing you can do. The hair is gone. You cut it all off. Like, this is it. And then I remember going home and like walking inside my house and I went straight to my mommy and I was like, look at what I did. And she was like, you cut it all off. And I was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, you like it? And she was like, yeah, I like it. And I was just like, you sure? And she was like, yeah. And see, at that time I was working at a law firm and everyone at the law firm, even inclusive of my friends, everyone was just so used to me having long straight hair. And so I remember going to work the following day with my big chop and everyone was just like, and I'm like, do you like it? And everyone was like, I prefer you with your long straight hair. I don't think I like the short natural hair look on you. And I'm like, and so I could remember, like, for the first year, I spent that first year trying to manipulate that short natural hair so much. I would wear braids. I would try to like force a slick back one. I was literally doing the most, and that's just because I really wasn't comfortable with the short natural look that I had. And then others around me didn't make me feel comfortable at all. Like, I just remember people like telling me, I prefer you with your long straight hair. You look better with long straight hair. And for me at that time, I wasn't as confident as I am now, obviously. And so it really did take a toll on me. So like, I just remember that first year, me just forcing so many styles, me just wearing so many braids. And then like, I remember when I finally got a little bit of length, back then I was so focused on length, and when I finally got like a little bit of length, like when I was finally able to put it in a very 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 small bun, maybe like this big, no exaggeration. I remember going to get my hair bleached, and I was like, if I bleach my hair, then I'll be able to tell when my hair is growing, because as the bleach grows out and you see your roots, then you know your hair is growing. So I would say for 2014, 15, even 16, even 17, I believe. Okay, no. 2014, 15, and 16, for those first 3 years, I was solely focused on hair growth more than hair care. Like, I didn't care like if I bleached it 3 times within that year. I didn't care if I kept blow drying it, if I kept blowing it out and using it. Like, I really didn't care. I just know that I wanted my hair to grow and I wanted to see length. I don't know when the shift happened. Like, I have absolutely no clue, but I just know like not too long after that, I started to focus on hair care, and that's just because people started complimenting me more on my hair, on my curls. So we're like, oh my god, your hair is so pretty, your hair is so beautiful, what do you use? And I'm like, I really just use water. And for the most part, I really just was using water, and like whatever products I could have, whatever products that my hands came across, or I would just walk in the store and be like, this smells good, cool, using it. This is for curls, cool, using it. One person started to compliment me on my hair and ask me like what my regimen was and ask me how I took care of it. The more I wanted to become serious with my hair care. I shifted my focus from length and hair growth to hair care. And I think that that is literally the best decision that I made for myself. When I shifted my focus and I went from not focusing on length and really not focusing on hair growth so much and just the overall health of my hair, that's when I started doing like my DIYs. Like, I became so infatuated with like making my own stuff in the kitchen. Some of my favorite DIY recipes were like using raw aloe. I would just take it and I would literally just like do it all throughout my hair. And sometimes I would leave it on overnight. Sometimes I would leave it on for a few hours, and then I would just like rinse it out. And the aloe literally did wonders to my hair. And then I went from like just putting it on my hair to like making my aloe water and drinking it. Then I went from doing avocado concoctions, honey and banana concoctions. I just literally started doing so many DIY stuff on my hair. I started searching for better hair care products when I went into the hair stores. I literally stopped flat ironing. So I went from flat ironing constantly to not at all. I went from not deep conditioning weekly for the first 3 years to deep conditioning literally every week. One of my biggest tips for growing healthy hair, for just growing beautiful curls and coils, is literally deep conditioning. Like, that's a step you do not want to miss in your hair care regimen. You literally want to deep condition every week, especially if you have fine hair strands like I do, especially if your hair type is low porosity like I am. Deep conditioning is literally your best friend. So I went from not deep conditioning at all to deep conditioning weekly, and I literally saw my hair went from a 5 to a 10. No exaggeration. Apart from deep conditioning, I did protein treatments. So when I was younger, my mommy would always use like mayo out the fridge and egg, and she would put it on my hair. And so I started doing that like at least once every month. So I would take my own mayo and egg and I put it on my hair. Sometimes I just do the mayo by itself because the mayo by itself works really well. Now the only thing with protein treatments are they could be a lot for the hair at times, and you don't want to do it so much. So you kind of want to understand your hair and understand what your hair needs, feel it out. You can tell if your hair is lacking something by the way that it falls when you do, let's say, a wash and go or any other style, or just like the way it feels. Like, you can tell when your hair is lacking something and it needs something. So I did my protein treatments once every 3 to 4 months. Another thing that is essential, like so essential, so important. I mean, I don't understand why people find it so hard to do, trimming your hair. I'm a girl that trims my hair. It doesn't take anything off of me to trim those dead ends off. Like, if you gotta go, you gotta go. You've had your time, you gotta go. I'm sorry. My hair grows so well once I trim it, and I am very consistent with trimming my hair once every 6 months. That's the thing for me. That's probably never going to change. My goal is to trim it once every 6 months, but if I need to trim before that, I can tell you I'm trimming before that. The more you leave it on, the higher up it's going to grow. The higher up it grows, the more you have to cut off. And you don't want to end up having to cut off so much of your hair because you were trying to hold on to length. You know what I mean? Like, that's bizarre. That's wild. Like, so once you know that you're in need of a trim, cut it off and let it go. I didn't go to the salon as much anymore either. When I became more intrigued with taking care of my hair, I slowed down going to the salon and I started doing everything myself. I really didn't need to spend money going to a salon when I pretty much knew how to take care of my hair and pretty much knew how to style my own hair. So the more I did my hair, the more I treated it, the more I took care of it, the more I looked for products that were more moisturizing on my hair, the better I became with my hair care, the more my hair grew. And this is probably my final and utmost important tip. Trimming is important, but this one is so important. And I think this is probably where a lot of persons go wrong as well. And that's with the constant touching of your hair. The more you touch your hair, the more you switch styles, the more you manipulate it, the more you pull on it and tug on it and do this and do that, the more you cause your hair to break off. And that's the honest God truth. Me, I am a minimalist. Like, when it comes to my hair care and my wash days, I go all out. When it comes to styling, I'm going to do a style that's going to last me for a week, maybe even longer. My goal was to always get my wash and goes to last me at least 7 days. And that's just because I'm someone that doesn't like touching my hair often. This wash and go that you see here right now, this is a no product wash and go. This is my second day with this no product wash and go. Literally, I just took my hair down today to shoot this video and to shoot some content for a brand. But other than that, my hair would have still been wrapped up in my satin scarf and I would have been leaving it alone. Like, your hair cannot thrive and your hair cannot grow if you are constantly manipulating it and constantly doing things to it. Like, you have to leave it alone. You have to be able to figure out which style works best for your hair. Which style you can get the most longevity from when wearing it. I'm telling you, low manipulation, the less you touch your hair or the more you touch your hair, the less it grows or the slower it grows. And that's the truth. That's literally the honest God truth. The more you touch it, the more it breaks off. Take care of your hair. Establish a really good hair care regimen and a really good wash day routine. And once you have that, styling will be a breeze. I just feel like if you want your hair to look its best, then you have to really make sure that you give it a really good wash and a really good treatment and a lot of TLC on wash day. I think that foundation is so important to how your hair is gonna look when you do your wash and go, how your hair is gonna look when you do your twist outs, your braid outs, whatever it is. I think that having that foundation sets the tone for everything. So guys, those were really all of my tips that I have for growing your hair long and healthy. Don't forget the word healthy because that's important. And so if I think of anything else, I will definitely be sure to put it in the comment section below in this video. So I'm going to see you guys in my next upload. Be sure to subscribe and give this video a very huge thumbs up if you found this information very informative and helpful. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.